Yo, what's up everyone? Trevito here. Just wanted to talk about episode 92 of Dragon Ball Super. If you're watching this right now, I hope you've seen the episode. I just finished watching the episode, then right away wanted to, share some thoughts with you guys. Maybe analyze the episode a little bit, ask some questions. And I think maybe you guys probably had the same questions too. But by the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe if you love Dragon Ball. We're a Dragon Ball channel right now, and we're not going anywhere anytime soon. And I'm sure I'm going to throw out at least one video that you fall in love with in the future, okay? But let's get on with episode 92. If you haven't seen it, you're getting a sneak preview. I'm not going to go, word by word, full in detail with it. I'm just going to bring out certain points that really stuck out to me. So let's get on with Vegeta. So this is the first thing I want to talk about because I just thought it was really interesting. It was kind of funny how he blows up the time chamber again. And he blows up the time chamber. I'm sure Mr. Popo's going to be mad. He might banish him. And who knows, maybe when they had that little part of Mr. Popo saying, oh, if you destroy the chamber again, then you're banished from the chamber. Who knows? Maybe they just won't rebuild it. Maybe it will literally be the last time that we see the time chamber. You know what I mean? Maybe they're gonna get rid of the time chamber for good in the series. Who knows? Anyways, though, so that's kind of weird. And then at the end of the episode, if you saw the subs, it says that there's 3 hours left until the tournament begins. And 3 hours in the time chamber, I don't know the exact mathematics off the top of my head, but that's a decent amount of training time. And it's literally like an eighth of the day, if I'm doing the math right. So you got like an eighth of a year. And that's a lot of extra training Vegeta could have done. So I'm wondering why he kind of, came out so quickly. He could have gone out like right on the money 30 minutes before, an hour before, even 2 hours before, but 3 hours, until the tournament begins. That's kind of interesting. It makes me wonder if he's just really confident in some boost, or if he got a new transformation in there. Let me know what you guys think, if the time is some significance, or if it's just, it is what it is. The writers didn't really think anything of it. But I find it kind of strange, considering, it's not like the last time where when he was trying to fight Goku Black, it's not like he had a choice to be, super fast, where it's like, oh my God, if I'm in here for an extra hour, Trunks could be killed. No. Like, he had the time set out. He knows exactly how much time he could be in the chamber and get out into, like, our real world, and then, still have, like, an hour left until the tournament. So I find that really interesting. Next thing I want to point out is Universe 3. I have a video about Universe 3, too. I'll leave the link to that below, about how they could be a problem. And it looks like a couple things that I thought of might actually come to light. And it seems like they do have some genetically, or not even genetically modified, but like mechanically modified organisms, where the first guy we meet, who's supposed to be the strongest in their universe, he doesn't look completely robotic. He looks like he's an actual living biological organism, and then he's enhanced through technology. And then he's also pretty smart, apparently, too, because he's upgrading robotic fighters. But then as they go through the dark background of the rest of the fighters, it looks like we do have some other biological creatures that may have been enhanced with some technology of theirs, mechanical parts. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they're quote unquote like androids do, and how strong they're going to be, because we saw how the completely robotic being, he had some enhancements to it where, oh, this is going to help him stay in the ring because he has iron claws and stuff. But obviously he doesn't need any of these enhancements. I mean, he's pretty confident the way he is, and I mean, he was confident that his universe would win. Also, Moscow was kind of like their god of destruction. He was like, hey, you guys just win. That's it. He's like, just win, baby, win, kind of thing. So I found that really interesting. And let's talk about the Saiyans because we saw Caulifla transform. All right, Caulifla transformed. It was cool. It was a little different. He did try to get her mad. It was kind of funny. They had a little funny moment there. But, you know, it wasn't even primarily on anger. It looks like there's another way to tap into it. And apparently, like, if you search for a tingly feeling in your back. So, if any of you guys still think that you have Saiyan genetics in you, or you're still the type of person to try to make a Kamehameha wave, which I kind of am, not going to lie, you know, try doing a little tingly feeling in your back, and maybe you'll turn into a Super Saiyan. Apparently, that's another way it goes. It kind of makes sense. I mean, if you understand, like, anatomy, you know, if their anatomy is the same as, like, the human anatomy, then, you know, because, you know, the Saiyans have tails, tailbone, you know, it's going to go up into the spinal cord. I don't know, maybe there's just a thing there. And then also, too, I mean, maybe they can just transform easier because, you know, they don't have the tail. And then, let's say, you know, they are slightly different, you know, biologically because they don't have the tail. And, you know, we saw how, you know, Vegeta was surprised about it. So, you know, that's another thing that's going around, too, where some people are like, wow, maybe their multipliers are different. Because, you know, Caulifla said, too, I mean, it was her first time transforming, but she's like, wow, the power just keeps going. But that's just, you know, it could just be because it was the first time she felt it. But then what's interesting, too, though, is that, you know, Kale's like her little prodigy child. So Caulifla knows she's strong. Apparently everybody that knows of Caulifla knows she's strong. And so if this girl's like her prodigy, then she must really see a lot in her, you know? And she believes in her. It seems like Kale doesn't really believe in herself. She's super nervous and everything. So it kind of brings us back to the whole, oh, like this innocent little girl look turns into this big monstrous female Broly. Which, you know, the preview, you know, I'm gonna talk about the previews too in this. The preview, we get to see her transform next week. And I think everybody's stoked about that. I'm stoked about it. I just want to see their reactions specifically. And I want to hear Kappa say, oh my god, this thing can compete with Vegeta probably or something. I don't know, just to like hype her up even more and give her you know, some sort of power scaling that we can go off by. But so that's really interesting. And I just like what they're doing with the Saiyan so far. And it's kind of funny too how Caulifla mentioned that Kale was a Saiyan. So, like, I'm assuming that the Saiyans just all don't live on planet Sadal anymore there. They've spread out onto, like, different planets in the universe. There's multiple living in different places. So that's pretty interesting, too. I'm kind of curious about that. But let's see here. So we talked about the Saiyans. Majin Buu was asleep. That was way in the beginning of the episode. That sucked. Everybody ends up finding out that Goku lied about the prize money. Krillin's mad because he's like, oh, you kind of tried me, man. Like, you thought that I'd be scared and a wuss. Well, now I won't fight. Beerus is like, you know, I'll make sure you die. What I thought was funny, too, though, was that Bulma goes, oh, if you guys win the tournament, then yeah, I'll give everybody prize money. But it's like, yeah, if they don't win the tournament, supposedly, I mean, you wouldn't even be able to give it to them anyways because you'll be destroyed and dead. So I thought that was kind of funny in a weird way. So you got that prize money thing. But Beerus makes an interesting comment where he's like, no, it's you guys' fault. Because, you know, I guess he obviously knows that Goku beat up Frieza. They took out the Ginyu Force and stuff. And then they kind of took out the remainder of Frieza's military in the beginning of the series or in Resurrection F, whichever one you want to go by. But he's like, oh, you guys ruined Frieza's army, so that's why there's nobody left. And it's like, I mean, were they really that much of the universe? I mean, would they really have made a difference anyways? I don't really think so. So that was a little odd, I guess you could say. But just interesting to hear Beerus' thoughts on Frieza and, you know, Frieza's army and everything. But speaking of Frieza, we see him. He goes gold. He's out the cocoon. It almost looked like Goku was going to leave him, like, outside the cocoon. It's pretty interesting. It's like, I wonder how he's even going to break out. Is it one of those things where somebody from the outside can break it? Like, let's say, like, the outer layers of that cocoon are so fragile and so thin that, like, if just a normal person, or if a leaf touched the outside of it, it would crack open. But then the inside of it can hold a golden Frieza, a Super Saiyan God, a God of Destruction, somebody super powerful. Like, maybe it's, like, constructed like that. Well, I don't know. It's going to be weird. Apparently, Baba's supposed to be there, too. So I don't know. However he gets up the cocoon, it is what it is. I just thought it was kind of weird how it just looked like Goku was going to leave Frieza just, like, out and about in hell, just to be free and loose and, cause a rampage in hell or whatever. But Frieza apparently is going to have some crazy terms, unbelievable terms, and I'm really curious about those terms. Like, how crazy are they going to be, I mean, I might have to make a separate video completely on that, but for the unbelievable terms, I mean, what could it be? Like, I want to come back to life. That doesn't seem too unbelievable. If anything, that seems like reasonable. You're going to use me to save all you guys. Well, I want to be alive again. I mean, that seems kind of fair. Who knows what could be unbelievable? Maybe, I don't know, maybe wishing back his whole army. Like, maybe, like, letting him be, like, a supreme ruler again. Maybe Frieza gets a little bit of a character change or some character growth, maturity, whatever you want to call it, and he's like, man, you know what? I messed up. I know I can get killed. Now that I can be alive again, I just want to be a tyrant, I'm not going to be, like, as vicious as before. I'll still be, a pretty bad dictator in a way, but not to the point where I'm, as evil as before, and I'm just killing people unnecessarily. And I know that, Beerus is awake now, can kill me. Goku could kill me. I don't know, maybe something like that. That'd be pretty wild. And then, the last thing that I wanted to talk about was just Universe 11. Universe 11, they were just so worried about, oh my God, the newbies, the rookies that we have for the Pride Troopers. We're going to have them protect the universe while we're gone. That's like, why are they so worried? If they got such a high, ranking, mortal level ranking, it's like, I mentioned this in a Pride Trooper video that I made too. It's on my channel. I might leave the link below. But it's like, what do they have going on? Do they have the worst crime? Is that what it is? So they have to constantly be doing stuff? And I'm talking about aside from the whole saving cats from, like, high places. Like, I mean, if they were just genuinely worried about the public, I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe these guys just empathize so much with people that it's like, oh my God, I know how horrifying it is to see, like, your dog almost hit by a car. I have to be able to save it. I don't know. But, or are they just truly worried about, if they know that us head honchos are out, that maybe this evil force that, we've been combating for years now might try to, destroy our universe while we're trying to save it. Who knows? So there's a lot of weird stuff going on there, man. But yeah, if you like anything I had to say, please give me a like. If you stuck through this entire time, I super appreciate it. Please subscribe. I have a little mini series that I call The Last Man Standing 2 that I did this past week, talking about different individual fighters. I might name more fighters too in the future, by the way. But just so far, I got 7 people that I just wanted to see, or I said who I wanted to see them face off with one-on-one as the last man standing in the Tournament of Power and win. I named multiple people I'd like to see them face off with one-on-one. So I'll leave a link to one of those videos below. I'm sure you guys would like that. But yeah, appreciate you guys, and I can't wait to talk to y'all about Dragon Ball next time.